haven't hung in 5 years. I miss you guys. We need a girls' trip.
That's my car.
Not anymore, baby.
What if I just whip out my titties, you know? Okay, a titty.
I'll take a titty for a bike ride.
That's my girl. This weekend is about us. We deserve this.
So let's go.
I have to pee.
Look, the line is short over there. There's a long line in the bathroom here. Just go for it.
Stop taking that picture!
Lisa is a single mom. She's really dedicated her life to her family and her children, but she was a wild girl back in the day, so she's lost a little bit of her groove. So on this trip that she takes with her girlfriends, they kind of help her get her groove back.
Yeah,
they had a little bit of the wild Lisa back.
And she really does in the film. She kind of has the best arc in terms of like really coming into her own and finding some new men and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
With her girls. And the cast is just absolutely fantastic. Like Regina Hall, Tiffany Haddish, Queen Latifah.
Right.
What was it like working with such a strong, funny cast? And did you know anyone before the film?
Oh, I've known Latifah for many years.
Yeah.
And I knew of Regina Hall. I knew how talented she was, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to do the movie. And Tiffany Haddish was a very pleasant surprise because I didn't know Tiff, even though she's been in the game for a long time. But you know, she's a newcomer in the sense that she just didn't have her breakout yet, and this movie has been her breakout.
And Regina's character Ryan is she's really built her career on the idea that women can or should have it all.
Right.
Do you subscribe to that idea? Like, what's your take on the idea of women having it all?
I think women can have exactly anything that they want. It just depends on what your all is, and I don't think all women have the same all. But I do believe that women can have exactly what it is that they want.
I slay all day, all day, all day, all day. I slay. Have a good evening, ladies.
You too. Yes, Hunty, yes.
Just get in when he starts smashing them organs up.
Yeah, he gonna knock the cobwebs off that thing. You understand me?
Girls Trip is really hitting hearts as such a relatable film for women who have that one group of girls that they sort of grew up with and they're from their youth, and I know I specifically related to that a lot, and I feel like a lot of women do.
Right.
Did making the film bring up any specific memories of your like teenage or college days and having fun with your girls?
Oh, well, all my girlfriends pretty much from my earlier part of my life are still in my life. They're still my girlfriends. So it was very close in regards to my reality as well, that pretty much all my close girlfriends are the girlfriends that I've had for so long.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I've had them since I was in middle school, so.
And it's kind of inspiring to me as well, that sort of the girls that you thought you might have moved on from, sadly, can come back into your life a little bit and you can reconnect with them as well.
Yeah, that happens. You know, that sometimes in relationships you grow apart, and then you come back together again and you're even closer than where you left off. And that's just part of growth. And I think that sometimes relationships go through that, and strong and very profound relationships survive that. You know, they survive that inevitable passage.
Because the film it really hits home that sort of things do change and things can come back. And
Definitely.
Yeah, the change is such an important part of being a woman and a person in general.
In general, yes.
It's such a good female-driven comedy, and there's so many hilarious moments, like the grapefruit scene, and the zipline scene, and the other grapefruit scene as well. What was your favourite scene? Do you have a favourite scene that you filmed or that made you laugh the hardest?
I think one of my favorite scenes was the scene that we did in the club, where we have the dance battle and then we have the bar brawl. That was a lot of fun because we did it all at once, and so that was a good time.
It was a really good scene.
Yeah.
And you've been on a bit of a comedy upswing with this and Bad Mums as well, which I also really loved.
Right.
What drew you specifically to making those two films, and do you want to make more comedies?
Yeah, I specifically really kind of geared my attention and my intention to making comedies. That's how my career started. I started on a sitcom. And so, and then I went off and did Low Down Dirty Shame with Keenan Ivory Wayans. So I did a lot of comedy in the earlier part of my career. And I was just thinking, you know, I've done so much serious work on screen, off screen. And so I was like, you know what, I'm kind of ready to like lighten it up a bit. So that's what I've been looking forward to. And this movie was a true testament to just bringing joy and smiles into people's lives is just as important as, you know, deep thought.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, a great change, you know, it's like just seeing people happy is so, it's just such a pleasure. So I definitely want to do more of that.
Female-driven comedies are they become so iconic with Bridesmaids and like Mean Girls, Clueless, like way back. But there haven't been really enough until the last few years, the last couple you've been in as well. What do you see as like the future for female-driven comedies, do you think?
I'm hoping that Hollywood starts to recognize that female comedies make money and people really like them, so they're worthy to be made.
Definitely.
But I do think that we do have to wait a very long time until we actually have an opportunity to see one. So I'm just hoping that we can close those gaps and we can make more of them. That's what I hope, so we'll see.
Your character Lisa is really trying to balance being a mum and going out and having friends and still like having her own life. Do you sort of have any advice for women who might be going through the same thing? You know,
it's so funny because I was just talking to a young woman today who was interviewing me, and she was pregnant, and she said, you know what, I'm going to make sure that, you know, I put on my calendar my girls' trips because that's part of my life that I don't want to disappear. And I said to her, you know what, that's such a good idea. Like, I wish I had thought about it that way when I was a new mom and had a new family, because I came up in an era, I was pregnant and raising a family in an era where it was believed that you were a bad mother if you were doing anything else besides taking care of your family, you know, and that kind of thinking is, I think it's very destructive, because you have to have space of rejuvenation, considering how much we give, right? And so I do believe that space of rejuvenation is spending time with your girlfriends. So I do think that my advice would be, make that time.
And do you hope that that's something that audiences take away from the film?
To make time to spend with their girlfriends? I definitely, and I think to make time to spend with friends. I think we get so caught up in life, or we get so caught up in our relationships, or we get so caught up in work that we forget to nurture those friendship bonds that we have. And I think they're very, I don't know, they're very nurturing to the spirit and the soul, and we need them.
That's the meaning of the movie,
Yeah, absolutely.
I have not had this much fun in so long.